We are live. How are we doing? It
Yeah.
is Rap Latte with King Green and Mr. Toure.
Yes, sir. We got new music to talk about. Two albums from, can we say Titans? I think they're both Titans.
In their own
J, Elec-
respects, yes.
J Electronica, Cardi B, two big names have been kicking around the industry for a long time. Very different artists, but they both
Very.
dropped since we were
Actually, the
last.
complete opposite spectrums, if you think about it.
In many ways, the complete opposite. Which should we discuss first?
Let's go with the drama of Cardi B and see the bigger name in all this. So, if we're gonna our take on Cardi B's "Am I the Drama?" First of all, she is the drama. Clearly, she about that drama. She is about everything from track one being was it dead, that so from the first track you realize that she's out here trying to just beef off top.
Do you think this is a good album?
See, here's the thing. Rate before I say anything, because I gotta, for her, in a sophomore album, this is not a sophomore slump. This is a good Cardi B album. Now, if you give me the reasons why you don't like this album, I can give you the reasons why it's very similar to her first album or who she is in general. Cardi B is a personality. She is a rap performer. She is not an MC. She is not a heralded for her songwriting skills. She is a personality that blew through the internet, blew through her show on Love and Hip Hop, and put in the hustle to put out mixtapes and make good records, became good at curating albums and records and mixtapes, flooding the block, and opened up this whole avenue of the female MC even further, or the woman MC even further. So for this album, for her, it's a good album. It's good. That's how I see it. I listen to the pop songs. I like the bodega joint. I like the pick it up songs. I never thought, like, her first album, I didn't think it was like a great album. She won a Grammy. I didn't think this was like some
No,
groundbreaking
I
project.
agree. I agree entirely with your description of her. And I don't come to her saying, where's the bars? Where's the double entendres? And da, da, da. I judge her versus herself and what I believe she is capable of and what she is trying to accomplish. So at no point am I like, oh my God, the lyrics aren't as complicated as Kendrick's. Not what we're talking about.
Mm.
When you said rap performer, that's interesting because she is not the best spitter at all, but that's not the impact or the attractiveness of Cardi B. She is fun as hell to listen to. Her tongue and mouth trying to work her way around these English words,
Mm-hmm.
clearly not her first language, and yet the way she speaks the language is so interesting. I still listen to Bodak Yellow to this day just because the performance is so interesting. Not the best spitter, but it is an unforgettable way of working through a rap song. And Up was the same thing, and Money, and what she did on the what was the joint that Glorilla and Meg had that she jumped in on on the remix and added
Yeah,
her
that's
part.
mhm.
She always has this Cardi energy that is fun unless she wants to get on her I'm rich bitch shit. But even still, it's like she's not, evil rich. She's cute, fun Cardi. Her personality is what shines through. It makes her. So I kind of thought, can she make a bad record? Because her personality is always going to be what it is and it shines through, and she just has this winning personality and this winning way of expressing herself. Now, I feel like the records that we've gotten heretofore, WAP and Up, and so it's like Cardi personality is the shit, and like Feed Me, I love it. I love you. On this album, I felt like, some of the personality ain't there. I feel like this is not authentic, like, let's give this artist what she wants and needs, but like, let's give her the bodega joint. Let's give her the pop joint. Let's give her the Janet Jackson joint. Let's give her the, and I don't like the Janet Jackson joint. I don't like the Jay-Z joint. There's so much on this, when she's dissing Bia, that's a real rap song. I'm like, I like that Cardi. I fuck with that. But so
She
much
also
of this,
just JT. She just be she's going at a lot of people, and then you throw up and WAP on there to make sure the shit's platinum within the first few days. If you're asking, is this a business move? As a record, yes. And so was her first album. She had the I Like It Like That. I love that record, but that made
I love
so
that
much
record too. I love that record
sense
too.
for her
It did.
business sense.
No, I know it did. I mean, I guess at the time, it didn't feel to me like a business choice. It felt like an expression of her culture. When I look at Cardi, I think about Carmen Miranda and like other people who come from, that sort of culture and become mainstream stars, but maintain some of the vibe of where they came from. God, who is the sister, the gorgeous one on Modern Family? Sofia Vergara. Did I say her last name right? Sofia
Vergara, yeah.
Vergara. Like, she's kind of like that. Like, she's a Latina star who maintains in her personality, like strong vestiges of the personality. You know what I mean? Like, you can hear the Spanish in her accent. She wants you to hear it. It's part of her whole thing. And it's Cardi is very much on that. And I love that. As a New Yorker, it reminds me of how the Puerto Rican community has been part of the hip hop community since day one. And how they've been part of our
A lot of
whole.
Caribbean have been a part of it if we think about it in that way. But yeah, she's from the Bronx. She's Dominican. She's from the Bronx, and that's what she sounds like, plain and simple. And I think she even said that English was her first language. But she's from the Bronx, so the Bronx is her first language.
It's
That's the reality.
interesting. It's interesting if English is her first language because she raps at least like English is her second language.
Yeah, but you're talking about someone that's surrounded by her culture and a specific culture throughout her life. So it's like, if you're from Boston, deeply from certain parts of Massachusetts or Rhode Island, you sound like that. And if you're in the deep South, you sound like that. And someone might not understand you, and you might say certain things, and it's just the swag and accent and dialect. But I don't know what she thinks is her first language or not. But either way, the point of the statement is, I think that you're saying that this feels contrived for you versus the organic of her personality on the first album, and you could deal with. And Bodak Yellow and the mixtapes, one thing I'm gonna say is a big difference is she's not speaking to you or us on this album. Whereas the first album, she may have been more, and on the mixtapes, she may have been more. Where it's like, I don't dance now, I make money moves. A guy can deal with that.
She was talking to hip hop fans before, and now she's talking to who?
No, I mean men hip hop fans specifically.
Okay.
So let me say,
and now you think she's talking to female fans?
Very 3,000%. Now here's where it goes out. Bodak Yellow, I don't dance now, I make money moves. Everyone can get that, and men can get where she's coming from in the mixtape. She's coming at it from that street perspective, her personality perspective, all in one on that first project, and being like, this is who I am. Y'all, I am from the Bronx. I'm Dominican. I have a street background. All these things is what that album is saying, correct? And this one, after the floodgates got open with so many women MCs and from different flavors and all this, where they are speaking to generally a large female fan base, that happened after Cardi. Nicki exists, but it was solely her. I'm talking about the large base of, you have this type of rapper and this type of rapper, and they're all women, right? Now you have the conversation within women in hip hop, and that's this conversation she's having. in all these songs. It doesn't seem like she's just trying to be like, hey, look at me as a woman in this space. It's I'm taking out all you bitches. That's their business. That is their conversation. So I feel like a lot of people and a lot of men might not resonate with some of the topics and concepts and vibes in that space, but also she still has some of those bangers on there, especially on the end of the record where anybody could get onto it. I think she's talking a little bit less to us on this
I
project
mean, you know, perhaps
specifically.
it wasn't really even getting that far into what are these songs about. She's not typically a deep artist. She's typically more of a personality. The performance of her personality is really the vibe. Um,
But she's
I just
talking
wasn't.
about very specific people on like Magnet, on the Petty song. She's talking about Bia. She's talking about JT from City Girls. She's going at people and has beefs. Nicki on all these songs. So if you know the drama, which a lot of her fan base in this world, in the subset of hip hop does, this speaks differently to you. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I get you. I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, the the petty stuff, the rapper dissing and shit, like I get that right away. I'm like, that's some of the best shit on here. But a lot of the music choices and just the general vibe of the song, I'm like, man, I'm not really interested in that. I'm not interested in that. Like she used to grab me sonically right away, first line, first snare, whatever. This is not it to me, and it feels like some like a different choice was made, like that she was driving the ship before, you know, or there was a producer driving the ship before, and now it's different, and there's too many. It's too corporate now. It's too, you know,
Just a
you know,
corporate album.
yeah, like the edges get sanded down,
Did you
and
like
then
Whopping Up?
yeah, I fuck with those songs for sure. You know, I mean, WAP was
I
very
didn't like
cool.
WAP.
I fucked with WAP. I mean, like, you know, I didn't listen to it a million times, but I understood the phenomenon that it was. I like Up. I listened to Up on my own
Yeah, yeah. It's
more
a
than
good
that.
workout song.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but you're
Um,
saying like the Glorilla, which I do like her Glorilla features, the features she did on all and the Lotto and Glorilla songs. She was kind of winning. She was still in that pocket of like street level shit, and it was popping. And then this doesn't feel like it's street level. I can give you that, but I like the Bodega song. That pop song with Selena Gomez, I could see that being something. I think she's pushing things in that space, and then she has a whole bunch of diss tracks. So it's like, I don't know, that's very, she just started beefing on this whole album. So I feel like it's like, if you care about the beef or not, like if there's another rapper that did this and there was beefing with that many people, if it was a male, we would be looking at this different. I think that's really what it is. But here's my issue with the beef shit and why I don't respect it on a level. It has nothing to do with male or men or women. You don't write. I don't give a damn who you beefing on a rap record.
oh, okay. I
You
mean,
don't write.
okay,
I'm a
but
I'm an
wait,
MC. You don't write. I don't
hold
care
up,
who you
but
beefing with.
hold
But
up,
let me say this.
hold
Let me
up.
speak to Cardi real quick before you say anything. Cardi B, I love you. You have. Let me take my glasses off. You have a great personality. You
True.
make great curation music. You're talented. You could
Yeah.
do so many things, right? Beautiful woman. You don't have to also be respected for your pen when you don't have a pen. It's okay. It's all right. You can be all these great things, and I appreciate you for all those things without you thinking that it's okay because you put up a tweet saying that I did write or I wrote this. If you wrote one bar, you came up with a joke, and then someone else is writing the whole song for you. You can't. I don't feel the same like gusto, and I don't want to get behind the fact that you're dissing somebody and it's funny when you ain't write the song. Like you ain't writing. Like what are we talking about? Like you wrote some bar. Which bars did you write? Which bars did you not write? It's okay. Let me just enjoy it. But I'm not gonna start putting at. I wouldn't. If another artist who wrote all their disses made this album, I look at it differently. That's all I'm saying. Now you can
I
say,
mean,
speak your
you know, obviously that is fair for you to say that if she had actually written all the dishes, you would think about it differently. Of course, that is true. But we began this conversation saying, you know, she is who she is. She's a rap performer. She is not an MC. She's not trying to be an MC. She's not pretending to be an MC. She's a rap performer. She excels at the level that she is at, right? She's not
yeah,
pretending to spit with the greats, you know, but at the level she's at, it's not going to be double entendres. It really doesn't matter. See, this is why I thought she couldn't make a bad record, because it doesn't really matter what she says. Just the cardiness of it all, the personality, the vocal inflections, the cuteness and the sexiness and the DR-ness and the cardiness and the all that sort of comes in, and the record's gonna work out. And okay, she can absolutely go in there and make bad records, even though all that personality is there. And it's interesting. I mean, I don't know how many people have their first 3 records be as hot as hers. Like,
you're talking about Invasion Privacy,
yeah, like the
Bodak
first
Yellow, and the I Like It song, and all that. First 3 records, and she has records hits in between that. Like Up and WAP was a cultural phenomenon that if she
phenomenon.
dropped this album right after that WAP, everyone would look at it differently, because she was still in these beefs that she the beefs that she's
But
in on this
but
album.
you
She could
but
have
you
beefed about
know
it back then.
we know who she is, right? She's not an MC. She's not pretending to be an MC. So to say like
Therefore, yeah, no,
you
but
didn't
therefore the
write,
credit.
I'm like, just we know that she did. Like, why are we talking about this? Like the product, the
What are we
machine
talking
that
about?
is
Why are we
Cardi,
talking about this? Okay,
the machine.
if you are going at somebody as an artist in an art form where it's about you performing yourself and coming from your perspective and attacking somebody and attacking their perspective, their words, and their visage and their image, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's like if a comedian is having somebody help him write his jokes, he's performing it, he's doing all these things. That's how I see this. She's like a comedian performing somebody else who's helping her write jokes. I don't, there's a certain level where I just don't give her the credit for. If she was supposed to do crowd work and she can't be able to do
That's
that
fine.
and off the top, that's all I'm saying. So why does she wants credit for her writing ability? That's my issue. She put
I
that out
mean,
there.
I mean,
You're
I
trying
don't
to
know.
scapegoat her right now.
No, I mean, I don't know how much or how little she wrote, and when she's trying to
That's the
get
point.
credit for her writing, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. If was it a verse? Was it a line? Did she punch up a word? I don't fucking know. I don't know. You know,
So that's why you
we
can't give her credit and be like, you're a great writer.
no, I mean we can't. I just don't. I mean, just like if the machine that is Cardi B, which includes
Mhm.
other people, decides we're gonna write a diss song, or we're gonna write a love song, or we're gonna write a like at that rate, who cares? Like she's already not a writer. She's not in that game. You know what I mean? Of like going record for record with somebody. Like that's not what she does.
And all I'm trying to say, it invalidates a lot of her points or in spaces. Some things are jokes are funny.
I
When you're
mean, when
talking
she said,
about
I mean,
somebody,
she said you can't name 5 BIA records. You
that
can't.
means nothing to me. I didn't think that was a hot line. That
That's
didn't mean
funny
anything to me.
line. That's funny. Then you die.
I
That's a
think it's
funny
more
line.
funny. The stuff she said about the Magnet record, about when she was going at JT, there were some funny lines in there. There were some dirty lines in there. The Brenda's got a baby line. Did you hear that? The Brenda,
Uh,
she said
which
it's on
one?
Magnet. She said basically she was talking about JT and basically said your mama doesn't want you. Brenda's got a baby ass bitch, which is crazy. That's crazy. But um all I'm trying to say is that you're trying to say is like, oh, she's not a writer, therefore we shouldn't judge her on that. I don't judge her on that. I
No,
judge her
no, no, no,
trying to
no,
say
no,
she's
no,
a
no, no,
writer.
no, no, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said we already
Okay.
said this is not some great MC. So why you're already not in that category. So why, so why are we saying, oh, but you don't write? We know she doesn't write, and you're not in that game. You're not competing at the
Yeah,
level
but I'm
with MCs
referring
who write.
to. I'm trying to find it. I'm just gonna find the tweet. I'm gonna just find the tweet. And where she's saying, I write. This is in 2023. I write it, come to the studio session. She says she writes it. And that's my this is 2023, but she did it
I mean, look, these
recently.
I'll tell you one thing.
Mm.
These lyrics ain't nothing special. So I mean, it ain't like she's spitting some crazy hot shit that somebody's like, oh my God, I can't believe you wrote that shit. I mean, like, I can't believe somebody got paid to write this shit. If this is if she has ghosts, they're not working very hard. I mean, like, it's all about
This says, I
Cardi's
don't care who writes it.
personality.
Cardi B hard as fuck. And then
See,
she
'cause
goes, I write it.
See, right? Because we talked about phone book artists before, right? And Cardi
Yeah.
was one of the examples of a phone book artist. She could read the phone book and make it hot. So, I mean, like, yeah, maybe some writer handed her a verse, but that verse would not be shit without Cardi. And you know what I mean? Like, you could hand that verse to 10 artists and she would make something out of it more than most artists. Versus there's other verses and other songs that, like, whoever gets that fucking record is gonna have a hit because that record is a hit, and that person can make it a hit, that person can make it a hit.
I think that's a different statement. I think that's a different statement than what I'm arguing. Well, what I'm arguing is just her making a tweet like that. And then there's another tweet where she says she wrote these songs on this. That's all I'm arguing. Why are you, as a person, so concerned with showing what you write if that's not how we even see you or how you should even see yourself? You just, yes, you contribute. Obviously, this is your perspective. This is your life. You obviously are putting your perspective. Kanye, it's his life and perspective that people be writing for him about. So you are a part of this. I'm not discrediting your artistry or what your performance. I'm talking about that other part of this culture.
I mean, I take
That's
it
a
down.
different thing.
I take it down to the point of where you're like, you didn't have to say anything. Like, I know you don't write. You know you don't write. Nobody asked you
Why?
if you write, and
Nobody
then you're out here
asked.
tweeting about that I write, and now we're like, wait a minute, I was looking the other way when we weren't talking about it, but you brought it up,
Yeah.
and you want me to live in the fantasy with you. Now, wait a minute, I can't do that.
It's like somebody makes some bomb ass macaroni and cheese, and you over here flaunting the fact that you bought some Velveeta. Nigga, I don't give a fuck you bought the Velveeta. Well, I bought the Velveeta. It's like, I don't care that the cheese don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Who put this together?
Wow.
Who chefed this up and created this
I
concoction?
don't eat mac and cheese. So is Velveeta like higher or lower, or was that like
Velveeta's trash? But most people be putting Velveeta in their mac and cheese. And it still be good. I just don't be rocking with Velveeta. Like,
I mean, I fuck with her dissing people, but even like, look at this list of like, here's Selena Gomez, here's a Jay-Z sample, here's Tyla, here's a Janet Jackson sample.
But can't we look at that on her first album too? I don't know why. I feel like, I get if you don't like it, but I'm just saying, I feel like discrediting her for those things seems like not the way. I get it if you just say you don't like the music. Like, the music didn't reach you. That feels more accurate than, why is there Selena Gomez on a song? It's Cardi B.
I guess. I don't know.
It's like she could have any, like, she did Bruno Mars songs. She's, you know what I'm saying? It's Cardi B. She's huge. It makes sense for her to have. It's not like Selena Gomez is like some Sabrina Carpenter where she's like red hot and you just went for the most red hot person. Selena Gomez is just always been there and she's in the same status. So I don't feel like it was like a, hey, let me get what's hot and trending right now.
I mean, I guess I expect more undeniable pop and hits and choruses and hooks from Cardi because she's a pop rapper, right? And so you should be grabbing me, pulling me in. That's what you do. I don't come to you for the verses. I come to you for the fun and the hooks that we can't get away from. And I don't really hear a lot of that here, which I feel like I hear attempts to get there, and that was the direction, but they just don't get there.
Got you. I feel you. I'm gonna put this out there is that I like a lot of Cardi B songs. Love her as an artist, personality. I am a fan. I don't like any of her albums as a personal listener. Like I don't personally like those albums, but I can see what's good about them and how other people can enjoy it. And that's how I feel about both of these. Sophomore Slump. I don't think this is a sophomore slump. I think it's a good album. And the first album, I think it was amazing hitmaker album. But I feel like we should move on to somebody.
She got 3 or 4 massive hits from the first album.
I think 5.
Come on. I mean, like, slump is a big word, but I don't know. If you come out of this,
you can't call it a slump after that. First of all, she already went platinum. So what do we mean by slump? Are we talking about critical acclaim or are we talking about massive hits? Critically acclaimed from a critical sense, I'm saying this feels on par with the other project to me, quality-wise. As far as hits and undeniability, no. But that's a flash in a pan. What happened with that? Like no one's gonna do that twice. Like that's crazy. Like we've never actually even seen that. No one does that twice. Like, let me do exactly what I did when I was at my biggest. How many people have done that? The only people that kind of have done that are people that you don't like. But let's move on from the pop mainstream conversation. And what's up, chat? We live right now. Just want to say what's up. We see what y'all saying. Let me see what anybody says before we move on to Jay Elect. Let's see. She said she's a pop star. I'm not checking for her for bars. Okay.
Fine.
If Cardi B asked Toure to say something on a track, would he?
Without a doubt. What would
I don't going to say the question.
What would give you the impression that I wouldn't?
Though,
I'll fuck with Cardi B. Hell yeah.
Let me see what else we got. Cardi B can't talk in English nor Spanish. That's why she's hilarious. If words isn't in her vocabulary, if a word isn't in her vocabulary, she gonna make up the word.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Imaginary Players on the album. Yeah, I didn't like Imaginary Players. I don't get that song at all. It's like that's a song where someone who can raps on.
Yeah, even still.
I didn't get that. It's like put the hits out. There was so many like singles on here that I'm like, this is you can put out the Bodega song, the Selena Gomez song, the diss songs, all those.
What's the first single
that she dropped?
Yeah.
Let me check because I'm unsure.
Or the real question is, what do you think will be the big single from this?
She also didn't put Outside on here, which is kind of crazy.
From these songs, what will be the remembered single?
The remembered single, "Safe" with Kalani, is the like album single that came out with right before the drop, and "Pick It Up" with Selena Gomez. I could put that in there. Those are my two choices, I think. Kalani joint and the other joint. I don't really rock with the Lizzo joint. That I agree with you on that one. That feels like a an attempt. This dude said the JLX album, let's get into this. He said the JLX album was a bad Alex Haley book.
Oh no, no.
What is this dude talking about?
No. You need to just stop right now and show
He's
some
off. Let's
respect.
get into our guy. JLX
This
drops.
is one of the great MCs of his generation. Show some fucking respect. Jesus Christ. I had no
it
idea
was
this was
actually
coming.
2 anyways, right?
Did you know this album was coming?
Hell no. What did you?
No. And
Did you listen to all 3 of the projects that came out?
no. What? There was 3 projects.
Yeah.
No.
So there's a project that dropped yesterday, which is like a written testimony, Mars, the Inhabited Planet, right?
Okay.
Then there's a written testimony, Leaflets, which was like a teaser, which I enjoyed. That came out on the 19th. And then there's also the one that came out the day before, Act 2.
The Patents of Nobility, The Turn. Okay, wait, I haven't listened to this. I didn't. Wait, some of this
He dropped
is
a lot of
old.
music.
Wait, Act 2, some of this is old. Hey, Act 2, this is old.
Act 2 has old stuff, but it's like repackaged.
Yeah, but that's not new music.
But the other 2,
Leaflets has new music and a written testimony, Mars, the Inhabited Planet. Okay. Damn it.
yeah.
I didn't see this one. Damn. One of the songs is called At Real Candace O, Tell Us More.
Let's talk about Leaflets. I really enjoyed Leaflets. So how'd you feel about it?
I love Leaflets. There's it's classic Jay. Here's, a bunch of stuff about, the NOI, the FOI, Islam. I did love the whole thing with the Air Force man testifying about unidentified flying objects and UEP or whatever. UAPs. Like Jay is good for some religion, some conspiracy theory, some UFO shit, but then, he'll get into some ill beat and zone out, and freaking the verse is fucking incredible. I gotta sit and read all these verses, which I haven't had time to do because he is so fucking deep. You'll never just catch it just listening.
3,000%. And what I like about him is like the collage of these vignettes. Like when I like to relate rappers to like visual artists, and Jay Electronica is the closest to Basquiat to me, because it's like he puts an image in. He'll have like these little words right here, right? Then there's an imagery that has to do with social norms. Then there's another piece of image on Basquiat's painting that has to do with his personal life. And then a memory. That's what Jay Elect does with music in his projects, where it's like there's a little clip of Willy Wonka. If you know Willy Wonka, you understand that part from your childhood. He flips it and uses that Willy Wonka about science, right? It's that Real Live Alchemy sample, right? And that leads into the next track. And Abracadabra, him combining the idea of theology and magic and social injustice, and like you said, like unidentified flying objects and things like that. Him putting all these vignettes together to make his point and completely express himself is why I love JLX music, and mainly his projects. I hate when I get a JLX song. It doesn't make sense to me. I need at least 7 to 8 of them, because it makes me completely understand where he's at, because he's showing you kind of like a capsule for what he
I guess.
believes where he's at.
I don't know. I'm looking at this lyric from Who Killed Michael Jackson. This is so Jay Electronica. He could have done this anytime in the last 10 years. First things first, a good name is better than gold. As every 50,000 years, a red and blue starlet appears in the heavens, showing that this universe is changing. But every 25,000, we switch where the poles is. The Caucasian people lost 2,000 years in the Caucasus Mountains until we sent them Moses. He could have written this at any time in the last 10 years. And it would still, because I mean, like, he was saying this same shit when it was him and Currency and Mos Def Yasin on the
Mhm.
on the day, when before his first album came out. Like, ask the FOI about me. I'm a crack soldier.
That
Jay
make it
Electronica.
less to you, or you're just saying that you enjoy the consistency?
No, I mean, like, he is who he is. It's not, I don't think there's a capsule or a time or development. Like, he is who he is. He is super deep. He is thinking about previous centuries, and he's thinking about spirituality, and he's thinking about, the history of the world. And he'll be the first one on the song to start talking about something that happened 2,000 years ago. And like, that's who he is. And then he pulls up and he's like,
He
I'm
does it in new
fucking.
ways. I think that's my relation. Maybe you think I meant capsule in the way that this is my time and my life in this moment in time. I'm talking about his perspective right here and then, because the same perspective, the reasonings or the truths that he presented on, let's say, the Eternal Sunshine Project, right? You're saying that you could import those perspectives in here, but this is the NOI part, the FOI part, all of the things where he's at right now is more prevalent, and he's still referencing things like he would reference on that project, like Willy Wonka or UFOs and different spiritualities and mathematics. But there's a little bit more now. It's definitely different, and I'm more so talking about how he can keep exactly how you can keep that style like Basquiat. I was just relating in Basquiat, like Basquiat's Basquiat. Every time you see it, I know exactly what I'm getting. I know exactly what I'm looking like. I'm saying
Sure.
how he puts all the things together in one project is what I'm putting out, and why I enjoy it, and why I don't like single songs really from Jay Elect personally. Like, I don't really. It's like, give me the project. Let me see what the whole project's saying.
The entire trajectory of my career scream, fuck the industry, which is true. Yet you
Facts.
can't have a debate about the greats and not mention me.
Yeah, that's a fun bar right there, and a true bar in the sense of, like, he definitely was just like, nigga, like, look at my career. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I never gave a damn.
My ancestors came to this land on slave ships. Ms. Dorothy raised me up on the Psalms of David, plus worked her whole life, day and night, on the grave shift. So just know Jay Electronica ain't to be played with. What the fuck? What the fuck? He just did a multi-generational bio real quick, from the slaves to mama, and she's, Jesus and the church and the Bible, and also working her ass off. So I just told you where I'm from and who I'm from. So Jay
Yeah,
Electronica ain't to be played with.
yeah. I mean, and I love the title too, as far as it being like a leaflet, like, like what they would hand out to you on the street, so you could get, you know, either converted or educated rather, and informed. So to me, this project says everything. I love it. I love Japan Airlines. That's my favorite song.
Japan Airlines is your favorite song. Why?
I love the beat. This is aesthetics. It's just aesthetically, that's my favorite. And like, I'm trying to find the lyrics on that one too, but he's barring up the entire project as he does.
I mean, it's a totally different level of thought. It's not even like listening to a professor. It's like listening to a wise man who sits in the forest all day meditating, and then you freaking interrupt him, and he's like, "Oh, well, I was thinking about this 3,000-year-old frog and its spiritual relationship with God. Let me tell you about
I,
that." What?
and you know how someone could sound either out of touch or preachy when you put those
Yeah.
things on them, like It's
Yeah.
never feels that way. But you do have to be in line, I think, with who he is, maybe to vibe with it. Like you'll listen to a whole song and there's like a whole Louis Farrakhan speech, then the beat breathes for 10 minutes, and then he has a verse at the end. To me, the art of that is so beautiful. It's like take your damn time before you get to what I'm trying to say, and let me culminate this whole piece with my words. Whereas someone else might be like, "What I'm waiting for the hook, I'm waiting for the verse to come." Is he takes his time
Yo,
purposely.
he got a Stevie Wonder sample on here that is so beautiful. Stevie
Mhm.
singing about Don Cornelius.
Oh yeah, that. Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
That
really cool.
that was an amazing track, and I'm like listening to it, and it's like the improv of Stevie Wonder, right? Because that's like him just singing about Soul Train,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Stevie, and then he for a hot minute it plays, and then he has his verse at the end. That was amazing.
yeah.
Using these things as almost verses, like these pieces, like they're not just random things that he's putting on the song, and they're not and even enhancements. They're part of the message of the songs, and he's converting them to say what he wants to actually say out of those things that he's sampling, which is that's why he's great. Like his curation, his taste, his point, his ideology that's consistent, which I think that's what you're really talking about, that he has the same ideology since the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it's not preachy, but thoughtful about spirituality, ancient lives, Jesus, and Muhammad. I mean, he kind of presents himself like a messiah without telling you what to do. He definitely seems bigger than rap in that he doesn't seem to need this. He pops up with an album, he's not gonna promote it, and then he just disappears into the shadows. He's not playing the game of trying to be on other people's albums and features, but he might make a video, but he probably wearing an FOI uniform in it. So, he's promoting other things as well as himself, a whole aesthetic, a whole idea bigger than himself. I mean, he's always been one of my favorite MCs. I think Exhibit C is perhaps the greatest "Here's Who I Am" autobiography song ever. And just his whole style is just extraordinary. His whole approach to emceeing is just extraordinary.
Very, very, and underappreciated. I feel like he says it, and I think there's people like you who put him in that pen space, but I feel like largely his work is underappreciated and not misunderstood, but
He hasn't had enough
incomprehensible to a certain
he hasn't had
part of hip
enough
hop.
hits, and I don't even mean Billboard type radio hits. Just
Output, really.
just hits within the culture to where, and like every J Electronica fan can say, okay, Exhibit C, and every hip hop fan is like, yes, you have a championship ring with that song. What else you got? And after that, it's like, well, we feel strongly about this, this, and this. But what did he do that was a record that rocked the culture? And I don't
Yeah, I
mean
think
rock.
it don't have to even be a song, because I could argue that the clips don't have a hit other than what's it called, grinding, that's such like a hit, right?
When
But
the last
their
time?
albums are hits. Their
When the last
albums.
time?
Say it again.
When the last time?
That's not a hit. Keep saying that, like it's not even like.
Why would you say that's not like within the culture? That's a fucking hit.
No, it isn't.
I don't know why
Who
you say
you
that.
that no
People
one's
fucking throw
but
that
when the
record
last
on.
time is
People are
not a
fucking
hit.
fucking put that record on right fucking now. People are fucking taking their shirts off, fucking losing their fucking
Where?
mind.
Where they don't even play that at their shows. But whatever. It's great. It's a good song. I'm just saying hit wise and like cro- getting to the largest entity of what hip hop is, right? And I think that like this last album, there's Ace Trumpets, there's So Be It, but it's really about the entire project. And you're like, oh, this album is it.
Mhm.
Same way like Most Def. I feel like Most Def projected himself an album as, oh, you are this person, and we agree that you're nice. Like everyone agreed you're nice. People don't even listen to Most Def at that time. Would be like, yeah, Most Def, he's nice. Like that's how it was. And I think Jay hasn't had the output to kind of put that in front of people's
He
face.
certainly hasn't. I mean, there was a long time when just to even try to inject his name into these conversations, people were like, "Where's the album? Like, we can't even talk. You can't even talk about it until you at least make an album." I'm like, I got more Jay Electronica songs in my iTunes from mixtapes and other places than a lot of MCs. I got tons of how much shit the nigga got to make. I mean, but yeah, you got to make an album. But so then he made an album, but still people are like, I think there's a tremendous style and a tremendous ability, but he hasn't made cultural hits that are shaking people who are not Jay Electronica fans, right? The fans,
That's
people who
what we're
like
talking about.
me,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the people who like him, like me, every freaking record is fucking
Is a
gold.
hit. Yeah, yeah.
But what have you made that makes non-fans be like, "What the fuck was that?" And for whatever
That's what's
reason,
needed. But we have to agree that for someone that doesn't make no music, he gets a lot of attention when he does. There's a lot of people who get no attention after a while. He didn't get forgotten. Let's put that out there. So there's some weight to who he is, obviously. If
for sure.
not just us we're talking about, there's people around like, oh, JLX, and then you see the conversation where artists who've been gone, what is he, who don't drop anything for 5 years, 10 years, they don't get the conversation. Actually, I would say, I don't know. I feel like this might not be true at all, but I feel like this might not be true at all. This is a whole feeling. That's what I'm saying. I feel like this drop of him just throwing this out there had more effect on the hip hop fan, like his fans specifically, than Big Sean dropping his shit for his fans. I feel like this has more, and Big Sean is huge. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Big Sean was working. I'm not saying it's bigger like numbers or anything. I'm saying I don't think his fans cared that he was dropping that album, Big Sean, as much as JLX fans are running to this project.
I mean, J-Leg fans know niggas come around every once in a blue moon, like Haley's Comet. When you get new music, you gotta fucking cherish that shit because it's deep and it's thoughtful and it's intellectual and it's complicated. And God only knows when he'll come back. I would have bet that we wouldn't get another album from him because he made an
Yeah.
album. He married well, whatever it is, and he's
Married well.
clearly,
Who's
yeah, he's
married?
I don't know, some royalty, but
Oh,
I
I
think
know.
that I perceive him personally and also through where he is at this station in life that he would not do anything that he does not want to do, and he would not do anything that is outside of his personal mission, however he defines that. So like,
I agree with
you
that.
know, I'm just whatever little personal thing I got to do to like hobnob the label. Like, no, I'm Jay Electronica. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not going to dinner with some A&R to create a relationship. To like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? I mean, and so he is at the level he's at, having rejected the industry game at every turn and yet
That part.
still put out a lot of great shit and made a lot of and gotten a lot of attention and a lot of respect. I mean, nobody's saying he's not that good. You may not
Is
get
you
it. you may not want to think that hard, but like you can't say his shit is not incredible.
I think people could say that, but what do you think what tier? If we're tearing off the rappers, like the top tier,
It's top
A
tier.
list.
This is top tier. This is as far as talent, quality, ability. This is the top tier of
No, I'm not
MC.
talking about talent, quality. You think so? You're telling me he's as good as
Whoever, whatever name you say, yes.
whatever name you put out. You're putting him
Whatever
in. He
name
is
you
good.
say, yes, yes. Is that you can say the output hasn't been there, right? Kendrick has won 3 or 4 Super Bowls worth of, with the material and the wins and the hits and the albums, and Jay Electronica can, has not won a bunch of championship albums or whatever the fuck, but the talent level is just verse
Yeah.
for verse is just what
Yeah,
anybody.
but it's just like someone in the league though. It's like someone's talent level. Like I've seen people who are hella talented, but the work ethic plus the talent make you the greatest. So I can't be giving somebody greatness for talent
No, I
alone.
mean, like, there's niggas who are great, who are amazing players, who for whatever reason don't make it to the league. Some personal thing, like whatever, like that will always be the case. And he is an incredible MC, as great as pretty much anyone alive. And the output, I can't say, this album stands with but the talent that this guy is bringing to bear, song after song after song for years and years, with anybody.
Incredibly talented artist, and I love JLX art. Lyricists in that space and all that, I can't.
Sure.
He has all those abilities, but I put the greatness meter in a different thing. Like what did you do? Like that's what matters to me more when it comes to greatness. It's like what did you do? Like what
Well,
have you done? What have you created?
boy, but I mean, like we have a lot of songs from him, and now is it 2? Are we counting it? Is it calling it 2 or 3 albums? Because there was 1 before, and now this is 2. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
really, I don't, I
Two, two
is
and
it
two and a possible.
2 at a pos? It's
Two and a
fades now,
possible right now.
right? I mean, like, let's say it's 2 albums worth of material total, right? Okay, fine. I mean, it's all the shit is incredible. Everything he does is incredible.
You're kind of going into your fandom right now, but with this all the shit is incredible thing. But is he an incredible artist? Yes, I'll leave it at that. All the shit incredible, no, but but it is what it is. And in comparisons, because we're talking about
I mean,
comparisons, but just
he
him
doesn't
on
really,
his own, I want to hear every single time he drops
he
who
doesn't
he
have
is.
like he doesn't have like shit rhymes that he kind of like phoned it
No,
in.
like I said, yeah, he does not have shit rhymes. But you also, you know what happens with shit? Like everybody, and he doesn't have like a super weak broad that I could think of off top. Most rappers do. It's because their output is so crazy. Like by the time you get to a certain amount of songs you've released, you're gonna say some dumb shit. Like every rapper has weaker bars or lines that don't come up to par. But hey, he's doing a good job. You just keep it concise. He put a little verse at the end of the song. Just keep it concise. You know what he's doing. Yeah. Just like this person said, Star said, good yes. Quality music, yes, but incredible, not at all.
No, this nigga's incredible. But I actually think that it's interesting that he got Diddy to read the intro to his album.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
And I'm
I wanted to
obvious
kind of address this
obviously.
comment too, but
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's do it.
no, let's get into the Diddy thing, and I'll say this. Like, what's your thoughts on the Diddy thing? Can you speak on that?
I sure, of course I can. I mean, like, clearly this was done while Diddy was inside. When I heard Diddy talking, it jarred a memory of me because that last day when he was found not guilty on most of the things, when the verdicts were handed down, Jay Electronica was there, not in the courtroom, but he was riding around outside in a Jeep with like a Jeep Wrangler with two gigantic dogs. I think they were the Dalmatians. I think they were Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
Spotted.
saw him. I saw him. I said hi to him. He said hi to me. You know, being like, so I was, and it was like, what are you doing? And he's like, just driving around the courthouse because they don't want to get out. Because then it's like interviews and people talking to him, autograph, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We want to be part of the scene and see what's going on. And you know, I guess the connection with Puff. I mean, Puff is name checked on Exhibit C. Um,
Yeah.
that he wanted to be there for his man, and they're so close that he could ask him, please say the opening of my album at a time when he, I mean, it's the way Puff reads it, it's like, are you even sure that the album's gonna come out? Like, if I'm doing
Yeah.
this, the album better fucking come out, nigga. I don't know. I mean, you know, he
He
doesn't.
actually says a line in reference to that, saying that he had basically something along the lines that I have this relationship with Diddy, but I wasn't named in the affidavit. Do you remember that line from this album? He goes, close relationship with Diddy, but never once named in the affidavit, is something that he said on this project.
I
So
mean, you know,
that's a
that's all
reference to it all.
facts. That's all facts. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it
he's
doesn't
putting
necessarily
out his facts.
it doesn't necessarily mean that he should be mentioned in the affidavit. He's saying he was not.
That's the point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you know,
That's
it
the
was
contrast that he's presenting in that line, is that even though I have this relationship, I was not an affidavit. So do not put me in relation to any of the things that you put on
I
to
mean, he
Diddy.
loves his friend so much that even now he still left that on there because he could have cut that off as soon as there were any convictions. He could have cut that off.
The bars, or are you talking about the intro?
The Puff intro,
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
did he do an intro? He could have cut that off, but he left it on there, and it's really the first thing you hear. It's an interesting choice. I'm not sure why he made that choice, except that I don't know.
Seems like
I
he's
don't know.
someone that stands on his the concept of loyalty and his kinship and folk. So to me, it seems like it aligns with his ethos. But to put this out here, Elect can rap his ass off, but I'm not trying to hear a grown man try to wage his holy wars. I don't understand who this person is and why you would say something is. Here's the problems with all this entire sentence, okay? First, you start off with Elect can rap his ass off. Just a true statement. But why is there a but? Why is that in negation? Why is this a negation to him rapping his ass off with him being a grown man? So now grown men can't have any spirituality, sir, because you're a grown man. Like a grown man needs to fall in line and have the perspective
What
of,
would he talk about? What would a grown man
yeah,
talk about if not
work.
spirituality? You know, thousands of years old, deep ideas about
Seems
God and
very grown
Muhammad
man.
and Jesus and
What
I
do
don't
you want?
know.
What is a grown man to you?
I
Exactly.
mean,
Like I should talk about my 9 to 5.
Jay Electronica has absolutely been the quintessential or a quintessential grown up rapper, and that
Rapper since the beginning.
the things he's talking about are appropriate from a 40, 50, 60, 70-year old, right? And that the depth that he's coming with without being preachy is really inspiring, and it's really deep, and it makes me feel like I am listening to a person who is very intelligent, who is very wise, who is thinking way outside the box, right? It's like, you know, the smart people are like, yeah, but him over there in the corner of the library, he's the really smart one. And he like just sits there and reads books all day long, like Jay Electronica, like that kind of guy. And yet there's flow and there's just like a seamlessness with the way that the words come together and shit. Like he's not playing any games. He's not playing the rap industry's game. He's not playing the rap culture's game. He's just doing the music that he thinks should, right? Because before I was like, I don't feel like Cardi is doing what is authentically what she wants to do. There's a commercial idea of how to move Cardi for. This is none of that shit. There's no A&R here. Jay Electronica finds the music he likes. He spits the rhymes that he wants to spit. He talks about what he wants to talk about. He loops in the fucking bites from Louis Farrakhan and whatever the fuck he wants to do from the NOI. It's beautiful.
Yeah, some people would say he comes off preachy because I feel like things that have to do with the theology, what are the three major Abrahamic religions, all that will come off preachy to somebody in general. But for me, if I'm interested in the actual theology, things that made sure I took classes in, because I was like, where does this come from? Like, let me go all the way back from ancient African theological practices and understandings, all the way from Greek to Roman Christianity, all these. That makes sense to me. So when he's connecting all these things, it means something. I think with someone else, they hear it, they feel like, oh, I heard the word Jesus. That throws me off. I heard the word.
He's never telling you what to do. He's just talking about his thoughts and his research and the things that he has discovered that happened in the world. But it's not like, it's not like
he's not,
never
but people have
sermon.
changed the meaning of preaching in their mind. It's like, oh, you're saying these things because they don't have the understanding and language and comprehension to put the difference between, he didn't tell me to do this, he just said these things. And preaching should be like, this is what you should do, and this is how you need to live your life. And that's not really what he's really saying, ever. It's kind of always talking about himself and then giving information. That's why it's called a leaflet. He's like, hey, this is this information, if you so please to check out. Other than that, I didn't tell you what to do.
I'm gonna have to do this again because there's a whole other album that I didn't even. I saw this one and I just listened to this. I didn't freaking keep going through the little Spotify profile to see, did he actually release 2 albums at the same time?
I don't know. Chat is trying to throw out some hate. Listen to this. Let's not get it twisted. He's the smartest brother in the barbershop, but take it with a grain of salt. We're just talking about his music here. I don't know where are you guys coming from with this hate?
Yeah, I don't understand.
If you read at least 2 black authors, JLX music isn't that grand. Why are we comparing these 2 black authors to JLX? Like, let's move that. Like, where are you guys coming from?
Wait, what? If you read 2 black authors, what are you talking about? So
the point of his joke or whatever is just trying to say that if you actually read anything, then you're not going to think he's smart. Basically saying that JLX is not very smart. He's just smart to conscious community or barbershop niggas or in that type of way. But it's like, we're talking about his art here.
He said, do you know how he starts in the verse in the song? Is it possible that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is still alive or whatever? The verse starts, I used to always wonder, where did God came from? I mean, like, that's a dope fucking line. That's a dope fucking thought. And it's so J Electronica that if you just put that line blind on a piece of paper and said which rapper said this, we'd be like, it's probably J Electronica because that's how he talks. Kanye maybe, but probably J Electronica from a totally different perspective.
Kanye.
We
gotta get into that Kanye later. Yeah, that Kanye doc.
Do you have more comments you want to or chat?
I don't think anybody has said anything of any interest. There is just a bunch in the beginning. People just saying that we're talking about subject matter and what's preaching. Other than that, I think that's it. I enjoyed the listens of both these albums. I feel like the JLX album will sit with me way longer, obviously. Is it sitting with me like the other like Eternal Sunshine is my favorite thing that he's ever created, and I listen to that frequently. Is this sitting with me at that level? Don't know yet. I don't think so. I want to know, how is this sitting with you? Like, you think this is going to be something that lives like the other JLX stuff you have?
I'm gonna keep I mean, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna keep I don't want to predict the future. I don't know. I think that I have great respect for what he's done here. And I got to dig into the other part of this album and see what I didn't understand there. about what he was doing there. I don't know. I mean, this is one of the great artists of our time, and I'm just thrilled that he's back. Yeah, I got to do another one after I hear these other 6, 8.
Yeah, we got to go back.
I
We
didn't
got to go
know.
back.
I thought I was prepared for this show, and I was not.
You thought you were prepared. Hey, man, you can't be prepared when it comes to this dude.
Come
All right,
on.
man, be
The
coming in.
song is called Real Candace O. Tell Us More.
That's another thing. Who's giving you these titles? Ain't nobody gonna give you these titles. But I think that is our live for today, guys. Some of y'all are just catching up. I see Marty McFly coming in here. What up? What's up? Someone that just said we have Rap and Latte on live together. Nice. I guess you Latte. I'm Rap, you Latte. Artist in the field. And you don't even like coffee.
I'm latte because I'm light now. That's what we're doing.
We out. That's alive.